welcome to State of Business on our television. I'm Ashinsani Veerasinghe. Let's have a look at the headlines for today. The Jaffna International Airport was declared open this morning, marking another significant day in airlines history. The 10th edition of International Maritime Conference, Goal Dialogue, will be held in Colombo next Monday. News in detail. The Jaffna International Airport was declared open by President Maithripala Sirisena in Palali this morning. Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, High Commissioner of India Taranjit Singh Sandhu, Minister of Transport and Civil Aviation Arjuna Ranatunga and many other dignitaries graced the inaugural event. Accordingly, Jaffna will be the airline's 55th and the first international addition to the list. Marking inauguration of Jaffna International Airport, Alliance Air, which is the subsidiary of Air India, launched a flight to the airport with invitees from the aviation industry today. Addressing the event, Sri Lankan Transport Minister Arjuna Ranatunga said the airport built with Indian assistance marks an important development for the region as well as whole of Sri Lanka. The runway length has been extended from 950 to 1,400 meters to facilitate ATR 72 aircraft carrying 70 passengers. Under Phase 2, the runway length will be extended up to 2,300 meters, allowing for bigger aircrafts. The decision to develop the Jaffna Airport to operate regional commercial flights was taken on August 6th. The Cabinet Memorandum of Subject was submitted by Prime Minister Ranil Wickremesinghe, allowing to operate commercial flights and to promote tourism. The International Maritime Conference, Goal Dialogue 2019, organized by the Sri Lanka Navy under the leadership of the Ministry of Defence, will be held at the Golface Hotel Colombo on October 21st. This was announced at a media briefing held last Tuesday in Colombo Navy headquarters. The International Maritime Conference 2019 is held this year for the 10th edition, and it will go on for 2 days from 21st to 22nd October. This year's theme for the conference is Refining Mindset to Address Transnational Maritime Threats, a Review of the Decade. The Navy expects participants from around 55 countries, 10 international organizations and 3 defense industries to attend this year's Goal Dialogue. Meanwhile, President Maithripala Sirisena will attend the Goal Dialogue 2019 as the chief guest.
10th edition of Goal Dialogue is a bit of a difference than the previous ones because for last 9 years we have discussing different headings related to the maritime affairs, defense, maritime accidents, search and rescue, maritime pollution and various subjects we have discussed over last 9 years. Now this year we have decided that we will think what we have done, what suggestions that brought in the previous times, whether that has been practiced now or any amendments has been done by ourselves, by others or by partners or any other nations, and what are the new developments in this year. So this will be a very peculiar forum of peculiar Goal Dialogue this time because we'll be viewing back what we have done in the last 9 years. Another speciality of this 10th edition would be that we will be showcasing the boats, small boats that we manufacture here in the naval facilities. So some of them we have sold to other countries, some of them have been donated. So this will be, the guests would be able to see what our capacities or what we can manufacture in our boat yards. And this year we expect about 55 countries would participate, coming to about 150 delegates from navies and different organizations associated with the maritime affairs.
Now let's move on to the next President's segment to see the latest news on the political side. Brushing off government's positive claims on country's development, parliamentarian Anura Priyadarshana Yapa says Sri Lanka's economy at present is in a deplorable state since its GDP is the lowest among the SAARC countries. Thus, the parliamentarian Anura Yapa made these criticisms over the government addressing a media briefing organized by the SLPP this morning.
Now in many places, the Prime Minister, Mr. Harsha De Silva, Mangala Samaraveera, the Minister, all have said that they have ran the country well and economically we are very sound. But I would like to say that latest indicators from the Asian Development Bank says that our projected per capita growth in the country will be around 2.6. And the central bank has also agreed that second quarter of this year the growth was only 1.6. So if you take the SAARC countries as a whole, Bangladesh has the highest GDP of 8.1. We have the lowest, and Afghanistan is also ahead of us. So I think there was no basis for them to say that they have done well in economic area of the country. And 2014 we were number one. Now we have gone to lowest levels because 2.6 is something where the intervention of the government is minimal.
Megapolis and Western Development Minister Patle Champikaranawaka says that securing 113 seats at the next parliamentary election is their target, and for that, their camp has to ensure the victory of the presidential election. He also said that the powers of the president will be strengthened only when there is a parliament with a majority to make firm decisions.
The post of the president is still powerful. The 19th Amendment slashed some excessive powers of the president. That exercise turned it into a responsible position for the parliament and judiciary. We experience how the current president had to obey the judiciary and the people's mandate. But that does not mean the post of the president is powerless. The post is still powerful, but he should have the control of the parliament and the majority in the parliament. The issue which the present government had was it did not have a majority in parliament, and it had to take the assistance from the SLP, TNA, SLPP or the JVP time to time. Whoever wins the presidential election, that camp wins the general election too. It happened 1989 and again in 2010. Therefore, winning this presidential election is a must. We failed in 2015 and we should not allow it to repeat again. We will definitely have a majority of over 113 seats in parliament this time.
Stay tuned for more news after this short break. Welcome back after the break. The world's biggest book sale, the Big Bad Wolf sale, was launched today at the Sri Lanka Exhibition and Convention Centre in Colombo. The launching event was graced by the Big Bad Wolf Books founders Jacqueline NG and Andrew Yap, local representatives of the book sale and avid book lovers. The sale will officially be opened for the public from tomorrow up to the 28th October 2019. This year's sale will be open from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. on weekdays, followed by a 24-hour operation on weekends. Readers can expect to find over 1.5 million new English books ranging from fiction, bestsellers, literature, non-fiction, business books, cooking books, art and design, coffee table books and more. Reading enthusiasts will be assured with discounts of 50% to 90% off recommended retail price, and the entrance for the book sale is free. The Netherlands assured a financial assistance for construction of rural bridges and establishment of a national vocational training institute at Hinguraggoda, Polonnaruwa. The agreement to finance the project was signed last week between the Government of Sri Lanka and Rabobank of the Netherlands. Two agreements were signed between the Government of Sri Lanka and Rabobank of the Netherlands amounting to 70.7 million euros for construction of rural bridges and establishment of National Vocational Training Institute at Hinguraggoda, Polonnaruwa. The agreement to provide approximately 14.1 billion Sri Lankan rupees was signed by Secretary to the Ministry of Finance Dr. R.H.S. Samaratunga and Director Rabobank Han Bartels in presence of the Ambassador of the Netherlands Tanja Gongrip at the Ministry of Finance in Colombo. Government has accorded high priority for connectivity improvement within the country with a view of providing full benefits from mainstream development activities in the country to the remote villages as well. Construction of rural bridges project aiming at connecting rural areas to the developed regions by constructing rural bridges have been initiated by the government few years ago. A large number of lagging villages will be facilitated with transport facilities through this program. The Ministry of Internal and Home Affairs and provincial councils and local government has identified around 200 rural bridges to be constructed with the concessional financial assistance of the Netherlands as a part of the above program. Sri Bodhiraja Foundation calls for immediate action to solve out the difficulties erupted in the seasonal gathering of elephants in Min area and Kaudula National Parks and Kalawava since the decision to fill these tanks from the recently constructed Murugahakanda Reservoir during the dry period has led to a negative outcome for the elephants. This was informed at a recent media briefing presided by the president of Sri Bodhiraja Foundation, Venerable Dr. Omalpe Sobitha. Commenting on the 7 tragic deaths of female elephants in Habarana, Venerable Dr. Omalpe Sobitha noted that government is not actively preserving the welfare of the animals. Thero also noted that animals such as elephants play a pivotal role in drawing tourist attraction, yet their requirements are not properly met. Meanwhile, members of the Sri Sambodhi Raja Foundation also highlighted that the customary food patterns of elephants of Min area and Kaudula National Parks and Kalawava area face problems. During the seasonal drought, when Sri Lanka's tank-based environments dry out, it creates suitable grasslands for the elephants and other herbivores. Min area, Kaudula, Kalawava are similar tank-based environments where elephants have gathered around seasonally for decades in search of food and water. However, they reiterate that the government decision to fill these tanks from the recently constructed Murugahakanda Reservoir during the dry period hamper the seasonal gathering pattern of the elephants.
All the elephants that gather in Min area and Kaudulla during this time depend on low water levels in those reservoirs and the grass that grows on the bed of these tanks. And if the water level is high, then these grass plains, really the reservoir beds, go underwater, and these animals don't come to these reservoirs for the water, they actually come for the food. So once the grasslands go underwater, they have no option but to migrate out of the area into villages, into farmlands, into homesteads, and this causes immediate human-elephant conflict. Certain individuals who understood this prevailed on the wildlife department as well as lobbied the irrigation department to not fill the reservoirs to full capacity during this dry season, because elephants who have got used to coming to these reservoir beds for centuries, not just a few years, for a very long time, are going to not have food during this dry season.
Mega Pharma Private Limited, a specialized pharmaceutical company, organized a beach cleaning program to commemorate its 25th anniversary last week. Mega Pharma Private Limited, which imports and markets high-quality pharmaceuticals from around the globe, caters for 6 divisions, namely cardiology, dermatology, diabetology, neurology, wound care and gynecology. Celebrating its 25th anniversary, Mega Pharma engaged in the program of cleaning the Mount Lavinia beach last weekend.
This is a project that has been initiated by our young director, Mr. Dilok Peris, who is coming into the project, and Dilshara Peris, who is the other director also who will be coming into this project. The objective of this is to show that together as a team, we can achieve a lot. So this operation that we are doing on the beach is to showcase that unity is strength. And if we do a little together for this country, we can achieve a lot. So as much as we do this project, we want to showcase and set an example to all the others that they too can initiate projects of this nature that will help our yearning environment and contribute to the better of all society.
Stay tuned for stock updates after this short break. Welcome back after the break. Trading at Colombo Stock Exchange ended on a positive note today. The all-share price index gained 23.47 points to close at 5,860.09 and the S&P SL 20 gained 6.8 points to close at 2,887.86. The turnover was 526 million rupees and over 20 million shares were traded. Up next are Forex rates. That's all the news for today. Join us tomorrow at the same time. Until then, take care. Good night.